Alright guys, I'm going to be doing the story of Moll Dyer, the Witch of St. Mary's County. This is an oral legend from the eastern United States. It could be based on a real person. There's a lot of cool books out there about um, who the real Moll Dyer could be. But it was officially put to paper in the 1800s by a guy named Joseph Morgan for the St. Mary's newspaper. And this is the story of her life and demise. You could tell a lot about someone by their hands. They're rough and worn, maybe soft and delicate and smooth. Maybe short and stubby like mine, or fine-tuned tools built for piano playing. This story ends with a hand, but it starts in Maryland, St. Mary's County, with a woman named Moll Dyer. Moll was a landowner and a damn good healer. Learned the trade from the locals in the Virgin Islands, and as you can imagine, rumors buzzing around her head like flies on, well, you know. As far as I could tell, though, Moll never did anything wrong, and to be honest, a good healer's hard to come by, and most people will ignore a lot of things to get what they want. That was until the winter of 1697. It was a bitter winter. Cold as sin, cows dying in the fields in piles, thunder and lightning clapping all day long, and no one was sleeping well. No one except Moll Dyer, who seemed to escape the worst of it. Now, these were witchy times. We'd all heard about the epidemic and witches in Salem, but everyone's fingers were pointing at Moll Dyer. Behind her back, of course. Until one night, they got tired of it all. Now, I was too young. Don't remember much. Wasn't with the mob, but I remember looking out that window and smelling the torches roaring and the pitchforks moaning in the wind in unholy harmony. You could see them fire for miles. You could smell the ash for days. They walked right up to her hut, set it afire, but Moll Dyer, she escaped. The only trace of her bare footprints in the snow, followed along by her little white dog. But on a night like this, a woman like that didn't have a chance. So everything went back to business as usual. After a few days, my mom told me to go out and get some firewood. So I put on my little shoes and I marched through the snow. And that's when I heard something strange. Bark! 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 Now, not being a particularly smart man, indeed I was neither a man nor very smart, I followed that bark, 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 deeper into the woods, over the hill, and down the slope, and there she was. Moll Dyer, hand reaching up to the sky, kneeling on the ground with a hand on the rock in front of her. You ever been so scared you want to puke? Like lightning bouncing around your stomach in a bottle, but it just can't quite find the right hole. Stood there frozen, blamed the cold, till one last bark snapped me out of the spell. That's when I noticed the dog, laying there at her feet, whining and growling at Moll. So I turned tail, crept back up that hill, got the townsfolk. They swarmed on her like a foot in an anthill. But it didn't matter. Moll Dyer, Witch of St. Mary's County, was already dead, frozen solid to the rock with her hand upstretched to the sky. They pried her off the rock and burnt her remains just to be careful. But I'll never forget. Pressed into that rock like it'd been there for generations, scorched black like hellfire, was the handprint of Moll Dyer. No one goes out there these days. Not since Riley put his hand in the indentation and dropped dead 3 days later. So it just sits there, all alone. Nothing good grows there anymore. Just the rock, the sky, Moll Dyer's handprint. Thanks, guys. I think this would be a lot of fun to tell, around the ghost or around the fire of ghost stories. Maybe if other people are feeling in the mood to get spooky. I know these are the kind of things that my dad would tell me when I was a kid to freak us out when we were camping or, just have fun with friends. I definitely think it's geared towards a younger audience because it's supposed to be kind of spooky, kind of creepy. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of options when it comes to what exactly the audience is for this. But around the campfire is probably the most thematic place. Again, this was published in the 1800s, but the story goes back to the 1600s. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.